Hello there and welcome to this course. My name is Ron Gonzalez, and in the next lectures we are going to be building games without coding. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the software we're going to be using is ClickTeam Fusion 2.5. Alright, so if you haven't got a copy of the software, this is probably a good time to get a copy. Here's the developer version of ClickTeam Fusion 2.5. Okay, if you're really serious about becoming a game developer, this is probably the best choice, since this version allows you to monetize from your games. Okay, there is also the standard version, which is equally as good as the developer version, but it has some limitations. Okay, I think the limitations are related to monetizing from your games. Okay, I did try the free version and it works great. The only downside of the free version is that you can only export to HTML5. But if you just want to find out how Fusion works, it's great. Okay, so okay. Okay, so let's open our example file and let's take a look. Okay, so I created this small mini game. Okay, just to show you how Fusion works. Okay, so don't worry about following along with this. Okay, so I just want to show you how Fusion works, and just to give you a quick overview before we begin. So, okay, so I'm going to start now. And that ball is a little too slow, so let me just switch the speed of that ball to 40. Okay. And that seems better. So the objective of the game is to collect these two stars. Okay. If for some reason you are not able to catch the ball, you will get game over. Alright. Okay, so let me show you how I did this. Okay, so let's copy this started file, and I'm going to rename it to start, and we're going to open it. And don't worry too much about being able to follow along. This is just an example, just to give you an overview before we get started. Okay, and I'm just going to strip down this scene. Okay. Going to delete all the events, and I can probably delete everything else, and I'm going to leave one instance of each object. Okay, except for the counter. I don't need the counter. So if I run this scene now, you'll notice that nothing happens. Okay, so let's start by getting our ball to start at the beginning of the level. Okay, so I'm going to check this checkbox here, so it will move at the start of the level. Okay, and again, that's very slow. Let me set that to 40. Okay, let me go to the event editor and set this to if the ball leaves any of the if the ball leaves the play area, we are going to make this a bounce. Okay. We're also going to make this a play a sample. Okay. If the ball comes in contact with our red bar, okay, so collision between him and the red bar, we are going to make the ball bounce. Okay, and maybe play the same sample. Okay. Alright, so if the ball comes in contact with the star, we are going to destroy the star. Okay. All right. We're also going to make it play a sample. Okay, that seems to work okay. If the ball comes in contact with our bar, our green bar, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make it bounce and make the ball bounce as well. Okay, so let's make it so we can move our bar with the mouse. I can do it always. Set the X position of our green bar to be the same as the X position of the mouse. Okay. Oops. Okay. Okay, so the next thing is that if we have no more stars on the screen, we are going to say if there are 0 stars, we are going to stop our ball, okay? There you go. And probably we can the mouse position, we can limit that to only happen if we have stars left. Okay, so if the number of stars is greater than 0, so when this reaches 0, we won't be able to move our okay, so as you can see, I can't no longer move my character. Okay. All right. If this happens, we also want to display our graphic. So let me bring the graphic into the screen. Okay. If the number of stars is equal to 0, we are going to display, make that reappear. Make our game over sign show up. Okay, so the only things that we don't want it to say game over. So if you double click on it, you'll notice that it has 2 directions. Okay, the left direction says level complete. The right direction says game over. So let's set it to left. Okay, set the direction. Oops. Okay, level complete. And we can probably play a music or a sample. Okay. Alright, I can turn it down a little bit. And we want this event to run only once, okay? So only once when this event loops. Okay. Okay. So there you go. We can also set at the start of frame, we can set music to start. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna go play and loop sample. Okay, uninterruptible. That means that the sound won't have any gaps. Okay, so we want to loop this 0 means a continuous loop. Okay, so we also want to, when we play the fanfare, we want to stop a specific sample. Okay, in this case will be the underwater or underwear. I thought it said underwater. Okay, the next thing what we want to do is we want to be able to right click and restart the level. Okay, you can actually just send people to another level, but just for the sake of this example, we're gonna make it just a restart. Okay, so I'm gonna go user clicks, user right clicks. I'm going to restart current frame if our game over screen is visible. Okay, it's visible. Okay, okay, if I right click now, I think I need to be in run application. No, it's not working. Okay, so how come? User clicks, right clicks. It's okay. This should be visible. It's visible. Okay. Okay, so now I can restart it by right clicking. Now, if you notice, I can restart the game just about any time the graphic shows up. So we can limit this condition by saying that this only works if a specific sample is not playing, if fanfare is not playing. Okay, so that way when fanfare is playing, you cannot restart the level unless the sound has finished playing. Okay. Okay, I'm right clicking and I cannot stop the level until the sound has gone away. Okay, so the last thing we want to do is that if the ball hits the this orange bar or the ground bar, we want to play another sample, and this will be an explosion sample. Okay, and we are going to destroy our ball, and yeah, that's what's going to happen. But we need to bring the orange bar up here. Okay, so it will be the actual ground. Okay, and we need to be able to display our game over the screen. Make it reappear. All right. Alright, so so far so good. Okay, and so at this point, all you need to do is to rearrange the level to make it look a little bit more difficult. Okay, and maybe add different stars and different places, make them not so accessible. Okay, so I can probably center this. Okay, so I guess that's a quick overview how you can do things in Fusion. We'll look into more detail, different things you can do in Fusion.